Howdy folks, it's Ultra here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we're going to finish the 3 Guianas bush trip. I still don't know how to say that as I record this final video. Final 2 lakes today, 9 and 10. I assume you've watched the other one, so you know what's going on. Let's get right to it. Alright, this is a really cool airport too. The past 2 airports have just been fabulously detailed and built. Wow, you can get fully immersed in this. This is crazy. We're going for a little walk here, which has nothing to do with our flight. And then there's the town. The amazing, wonderful town. Look at that. That's crazy how amazingly awesome that is. I'm super impressed. The towns are getting better as we go in this one. This bush trip started out awesome with the mountains, and it got really boring. And now it's getting better again with the airports and the cities, but still not as good as how it started. Speaking of started, remember now, and I've been saying this ever since the first video, week and a half ago, whatever, I cannot get this plane to start for me, even though I've started it many times. It will not start in this bush trip for me, so we have to do the Control E thing, but even then, that isn't starting for us necessarily. Only after 2 or 3 tries will Control E even work. So there's something going on that's funky monkey with this airplane, and I don't know if it's me, or if it's the sim, or a combination, or what. Did they do an update and break it? I don't know. But it's been a pain in the butt. It's finally going this time. I can hear it. There we go. It took me 2 tries only that time, even with Control E. Super strange. Don't know what to tell you. My Logitech multi-panel still doesn't work. It stopped working mid-flight last video. I just haven't crawled behind my desk to dig around and see, unplug or replug it, whatever, cycle power to it. Just haven't felt like it. We'll just use autopilot in the airplane. So there you go. What do we need to do? We need to come over here. We'll wait for that to finish, so we got to add the next thing in there. So we'll wait a minute. Alright, reading about it. We'll read a couple things at a time, and then fly, then a couple more, then fly. How about we do that for this video? Alrighty, penultimate leg. Take to the sky once again instead of heading to the east to begin following National Route 1. Pass over several small rivers and then gain a visual on the Mana River, which begins deep in the interior of French Guiana, and is nearly 300 miles long. The highway crosses the river at the village of Sault-Sauveur, or whatever it is in French. Don't know. So that's 7 minutes out. We'll read 2 at a time. So we're going to go to a tiny village with another little bridge on the river. We've seen lots of those. Kind of like a broken record at this point. After passing the town, follow the general trend of the highway to the northeast. Pass all of these villages, and then follow the highway again, and then follow a river in another town, and then follow a nature reserve. You can pause and read details if you want to. We will pass over the world's largest nesting site for leatherback sea turtles and other turtles. So we have a nature reserve. So tiny town and nature reserve, and then that's when we'll come back together and read more together. Alrighty. For right now, though, we need to come down here and go to user. What is it? It's after SOOM, right? There's SOOM, so it must be 24. Yep. Go direct and fix our GPS, and now we're back on track. Boom. At least we have a GPS. Alrighty, so we're headed. Oh, ziggity zaggity doo. We're heading over here somewhere. So there you go, and then it ends there. Okay, cool. Alrighty, piece of cake. So when we get to the water here, that's when we'll come back together. Let's get flaps down, CDI, SSA, GPS. We'll use autopilot, so flight director, we'll use nav. We'll go, I don't know, 2,200 feet's been pretty cool. Let's go 2,500 feet now, because we have a further distance. Unless there's rain, then we'll come down. And vertical speed of 1,100 feet per minute. There we go. All set. Even easier than my multi-panel. And then once we get there, or here, I'm sorry, on the ocean, that's when we'll talk again. I think I already said that. Oh, that's loud. So this is a beautiful airport. I don't want to leave it. It's insanely amazing. Thank you for the hospitality for the past couple days, everybody. We're going to use runway 22. Is that the best runway? I don't know. But we're going to use it because it's right there. And we want to get in the air for these bush trips. It's not like a full flight where half of it's spent on ground operations, or even 3/4 of it is spent on ground operations. But for these, I just like to get in there and go. That's why we don't do a full checklist. Well, I can't in this plane because it won't let me start. But even if this plane were to let me start, like it's supposed to, I wouldn't do a full checklist just because of time. Let's do some differential braking. And here we go. Is this going to be long enough? This might not be long enough. It's long enough. It's always long enough, I think. Anyway. But yeah, I'm going to do a free flight off camera and see if I can get this plane started in free flight. I'm going to have my checklist. Not only do I use my own checklist to try in the very beginning of the bush trip, I use the in-sim checklist. Brakes to stop the wheel, flaps coming up. So we did it 2 different ways, still didn't work. And even with Control E, we're having problems. I don't know what's going on. But that's really pretty. That's really pretty. And very windy. Holy guacamole. Anyway, we'll get back towards our GPS track, and then we'll set autopilot in a second here. Alright, let's straighten out here. And once the purple line starts moving, we'll gauge autopilot. Let's look back at the town. Again, thank you very much. And then forest. And purple line's moving, so we'll do... Come over here, I can't see. Autopilot, eon damper. Boom. It'll follow nav. Are you going to turn? Thank you. And 1100 feet per minute. Thank you. Flaps are up. Yes. And there you go. Alrighty, so we're going to go to the tiny town over here, and then the sea turtle nesting site up there. And that's when you hear my voice again, if you want to or not. And I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, minute and a half until we reach the turtle area. Right up here somewhere. So let's read about what's next. So there's this, there's the turtle area. 10 minutes away now, we'll follow the N1 as it parallels the coastline to the east-southeast. The road travels to the northern section of the French Guiana Regional Natural Park, which protects the vast regions of North Amazon rainforest. Past the village and reach Sinnamary. Sinnamary is a second French settlement located along the eastern bank. So in 10 minutes we go to a bank. Let's combine the next one with this one. So we have a settlement up there, and then we turn to the south-southwest and follow the course of the river to a dam, and it holds back the reservoir. So we're going to go to a dam. So settlement and a dam, and then we'll read about what's next at the dam. So there we go. Alright, we're heading away from the turtle area. Turtle. So let's look at it. Imagine all the turtles hanging out here, laying their eggs, and then waddling their way back to the ocean. Alright, here we go. The road is outlined by buildings and things. We'll just follow the road until we get to a settlement. Then after that we'll get to a dam, and when we get to the dam we will come back together and we'll talk again. And simple as that. See you in a little bit. Well, it's about 3.5 minutes to the dam. Then we were going to read more. I wanted to look at the dam, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we reach this crazy storm or something. Our speed also picked up. Gotta watch for that. So the dam is right here on the vision, but I don't know if we're going to see it. Well, maybe we'll see it. Let's take a screenshot of that. That looks pretty cool, actually. The weather just updated and bam, we were in a storm. It wasn't like looking at it from a distance or anything. Look, it's like right only around us. It stops after us. That's kind of funny. So anyway, yeah, it's not like we were approaching it. It just was like, boom, storm. Just like that. So, yeah. Anyway, oh, now our speed is way too slow. Gotta be careful about that. Alrighty, well, let's read about what's next. I mean, maybe we'll see the dam, I don't know. But just in case we don't, or do either way, let's see what's going on here after that. 3.5 minutes out, we turn northeast heading to follow the small access road to its intersection with the N1. Okay. And then after that, what are we doing? We're going to cross the N1 and continue northeast, following a small dirt road. Oh boy, dirt roads. Hard to watch because we have GPS. That reaches the Space Center launch area. That'll be cool. Established in the 60s, it's a launch complex that provides space launch services, including the European Space Agency. It's an exceptional location for space launches due to its proximity to the equator and the open sea to its east. Ariane is a family of European rockets used to boost several types of satellites into orbit. So that's cool. So we're going to follow some roads. They're getting smaller and smaller. Then we go to the Space Center, which is POI 29. I should keep an eye on that right there. And then why don't we just keep reading? And then go over the Jupiter Control Center for the Mission Control Room, where all the launches are controlled. So the space launches are there. They're controlled here. And then we've got city on the coast. That looks interesting. Okay. Some cafes, I guess, and some prominent hills. And then, oh gosh, there's actually a lot more. I thought we were coming to the end. I guess not. So why don't we stop there before I get too far ahead? So we've got the dam up here, which we might see out the window, perhaps. And then we've got, what was that? Then we've got, can't remember what that is, but then we have the space launch stuff. What's the one after the dam? I forgot already. Let's see. Oh, it's just a road intersection. So we're going to intersect some roads, and then we have the space launches, the space control, and then a town. When we get to the coastal town, that's when we will talk again. I don't see the dam from here. Probably because it's, I don't know, over there somewhere. Who knows? But that's too bad. It's too cloudy anyway. But oh well, whatever. We got the gist of it. So we're going to keep turning around and around and around. And then we'll get to an intersection. And then space launch, space control, coastal city. Then that's when we'll talk together again. So enjoy the views for a little bit longer here. And I'll see you in a moment. And yet again, I step away to help my child with something, and I come back and I oversped. Again, this is like the 5th or 6th time this has happened in this bush trip, but it's my own fault. You can hear me out of breath because I just literally ran back down the stairs to catch the airplane in case something happened after helping my kid. And yeah, so here we are. Now we got to figure out where it puts us and everything. Okay, so what are we doing here? Where did it put us? Oh, it's at the dam. Well, we get to see the dam again. We get to see it this time. There it is. We get to see the dam this time. So that's cool. There we go. Perfect. See? It worked out. Alright, let's see here. Let's not get too slow. What are we going to do? We need to get back on track with GPS, right? So let's do nav, autopilot, yaw damper, and let's go up to 2500, which is like this, vertical speed up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, back on track, right? Flaps and everything are fine. Yep. Okay, cool. Oh man, I have my speed set too. Is that like 140 or something? And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run upstairs, check my kid, check on something, see how his movie's going. And he's watching that I don't like to watch because he loves horror films. I'm like, I'm not watching movies with you, buddy. And sure enough, come back and airplane oversped. So I think yeah. So we talked about the intersection of roads. And then a dirt road going to the space launch, space control, coastal city. That's what we were doing. I remember now, and I'll see when we get to that spot. Alright, we're coming up on the coastal town right there under our nose. What's interesting about this is how the clouds opened up for both the launch pads and the control center. So we got to see them both if you knew where to look, even though it was cloudy. That was pretty cool. Anyway, there's our town. We'll look at that while we read about what's coming up next here. I wish these would stay closed like they used to back in the original days. Man, oh man. Alrighty, so now we're going to go towards a bridge. We're going to pass over the river at its juncture with the ocean. Under 10 miles to the northeast lies the Salvation Islands archipelago. A small group of islands is renowned as location of the Cayenne penal colony, better known as Devil Island, one of the most notorious prisons in history. Dun dun dun. We'll see if we can see with all these crazy clouds here. We might actually... Whoa, that's a big storm over there. We might actually come down in altitude to get below these clouds. Yeah, anyway... And down here, we're going to head towards the opening and passing over an island with a prison. How fast are we going here? Our speed dropped a lot. After passing over the shore, continue following the shoreline to the southeast. Follow the highway. We'll go to the zoo. Continue tracking and want to gain vision on the river. You can read about the rest of that. So that all that's happening down here. That's a lot going on. After that, we're going to go to the town. City of Cayenne, capital, most populous city of French Guiana. You can read about the rest of that there. So we got this, a lot of stuff going on. Then we got the city. Then we have a fort. So you can read about the fort if you want to. Built in the 1600s. Okie dokie. And we're going to keep going here. And then boom, we'll land at the airport. Félix Éboué Airport. South of the town. Okay, so there we go. A lot going on yet in the remaining few minutes. Not a few minutes, it's quite a bit of minutes. A lot going on. Let's do a new altitude. Let's go to 1800 and vertical speed down. Let's go like 400 feet per minute. Bring back throttle so we don't have any problems with speed yet again. And then we're looking for SOCA. So there you go. A lot to keep me busy. I'll give you some sightseeing along the way, and then we're still going to do the final leg in this video, so hopefully I'm not leaving in too much sightseeing as the video gets too long, but it doesn't matter, right? It is what it is at the end. Alrighty, I'll see you, I guess, in a little bit. Alright, we're 2 minutes out from the airport, so it's time to pay attention to what we're doing. Bring our speed down. Our airport is right out there somewhere, and we want to turn around because of the wind. So there it is right there. We're lined up perfectly, but the wind has us in the wrong direction. So let's set the heading bug and hit heading, and we'll follow that. And let's set altitude to about, whoops, yeah, that's right. Let's go 1100 here. Vertical speed down. And then the weather changed and our speed dropped like a rock. What the heck's going on there? Anywho, let's do left traffic. So let's make the heading bug go to the right a little bit. We'll do left traffic. Piece of cake. Very straightforward. So this is our downwind leg here. I'm just setting the autopilot up so we can look around a little bit better here. Let's go like that now. Keep an eye on that speed. Let's look around a little bit as we descend and come to the airport. What a beautiful lake. The weather was hilarious. We would be in dense clouds, couldn't see beyond our nose, and all of a sudden instant clear. And then instant clouds again. And we're going to have the deal. We're trying to load a bunch of stuff, which has not been a problem this entire bush trip. Hopefully it doesn't keep going. I like that road going into the hills. Very cool. There's a rainstorm we passed through earlier. Catching up to us now. And here we go. Get comfortable in my chair. And we'll be ready to land momentarily here. We're a little low for pattern altitude probably. Oh well. That's fine. Alright, still doing the pattern autopilot, which you normally wouldn't do, but it's kind of interesting. Yep, but it's boring. So let's go over here and turn off autopilot because it's boring to do a pattern with autopilot. And first set of flaps. And come over here a little bit more away from the train. And a few more looks out the window. And then we'll need to pay attention to what we're doing. Nice weather. This is fun. We're gonna have what kind of wind here? A headwind at 15 knots. At least it's a headwind and not a crosswind like some of the other landings were. I'm just looking at that rainstorm right in front of us. Hopefully we land before it gets here, or else we're gonna be fogged in on our landing. And after this moment, we're not fogged in. So let's get going. Let's keep our speed up, full flap, and keep our speed up at the same time. So we can beat the rainstorm, right? Get through itis. That's not how you would fly in real life, but we're bush pilots in the sim, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's take a very, very short final here. Like we're talking 300 feet, maybe 1,000-foot final, but still, that's a very short final. But we've landed in mountains where the entire runway is like this right here, and we've had to find it around corners and land right there. Boom. So not a problem for us. Here we go. Nice. We're going to make this a little interesting. Hopefully you don't stress the aircraft too much. See how easy that was? Look at that. Effortless. We're beating the storm. However, we're going to do the next leg right away. The final leg right away. So we'll keep live weather on. We'll see how it goes. It might clear up a little bit. We never know. And that wind is pushing us like crazy. Holy moly. Alrighty, left will be left wing down into the wind to opposite rudder to crab out of it. And come on, push me more. I was expecting it to push me to the right more. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's going to be smooth touchdown regardless. Look at that. 13 knot crosswind. Whew. And we'll do reversers and brakes, flaps up. We obviously don't need reversers, but we're going to stop to get credit. There we go. Reversers disengaged, parking brakes set. Let's turn this thing off and see what happens, I guess. Why do I keep doing that one? Doesn't matter. And if we get credit, we're going to move on right to the final leg in just a moment here. And there's our credit. All right, final leg coming right up. All right, they put us in a cool spot. All these airports have been super cool, the past 3 or 4 of them. I'm super happy. It's very neat. Look at that. We started with a plateau. We're going to end with a plateau. All right, let's hop inside. They'll get this started. We want to get started right away. Just because. Oh, yeah. We got to do the Control E thing because it doesn't cooperate otherwise. Let's see what happens here. If that was enough And it's going to be dusk. It's going to be another nighttime landing. Hopefully this runway is lit up for us, unlike the previous leg. If you recall, previous bush trip, the final airport was in the dark and it didn't line up till our feet touched the ground. Then it lit up for us. It was very strange. All right, half an hour about by the time I'm all said and done here. So take off from the airport immediately south. Road 2 runs east to west. You can read the rest of this. My voice is kind of going away. This section of the flight traverses some of the most remote and important sections of the northern Amazon rainforest, so that's very exciting. Boat only or aircraft. Gain a visual of the river and find the town. All right, town on the river. That's the first thing. And then fly along again. Gain a visual of the river. Brazil. Flight passes to the north of the northern extremity of the park. Alright, there's a really cool looking bridge. Again, you can pause and read. Very cool. Fly over the bridge to enter Brazil. Ooh, here we go. And then that's it. Right after the bridge, right next to the bridge. Turn and land. This brings the journey to an end. Wowzers. I'm very excited. I'm so excited. Alrighty. We're just going to fly it all, and I just read it all at once, so there you go. We're going to fly there. There's a tiny town, and then a bridge in our airport. Okie dokie. It started up. First try. Let's get first set of flaps down. I feel like we have to do something else. Yes, autopilot. Let's do 1,800 feet today because of the doggone, whatchamacallit, clouds. Alright, 1,100 feet per minute. I think we're all set. Okay, where are we going to take off from? That's the question. I don't see a windsock or anything. Which way did we land from? We landed from... Did we land from there coming in here? No, we landed from there. So let's do midfield and go that way, I guess. Right? Sure. We want to end up going behind us. Doesn't really matter. Alright, let's see if we can get out of here without hitting a building, having to restart the flight or restart the leg. Alright, let's do some differential braking. It makes it helpful. Come on now. You can do it. There we go. Very good. We're just going to go over here and do a midfield takeoff. Yeah. And then we'll be on our way here. I want to get in the air before the sun goes down. See some of those cool things before the sun goes down. And we're just going to go for it. Turn and burn. Here we go. Nice. And we'll head to the south. We'll engage autopilot. Not quite right away. Well, at least get in the right direction. And then we'll be on our way. There we go. Rotate. Brakes to stop the wheels. Flaps coming up. And then keep an eye on the road. I'm texting my kid. He's begging for help for something. I'm like, you're old enough, but if you're really not capable of something simple, I'll be up there in a minute. Oh, man. Okay, anyway. That's a really cool feature there. But it is time to turn to the south and get back on track while the sun sets against the clouds. Just beautiful. Flaps are upright. Yes, they are. There we go. Very nice. Beautiful view out the window. Departure is so fun. Look at that rain, the sweeping rain. The river. Alrighty. I guess we can engage autopilot. It's gonna swoop us around, but that's okay. Autopilot, yaw damper, nav, everything is set. See, it's gonna make us go sharper. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Full steam ahead, Captain. Let's hop outside here and have a look around because it's super cool looking. Town in the background, the airport to our side. The rainstorm that we went through in the previous leg is over there. And it looks like we're gonna go through another one. I guess that's okay. It would be nice to come down to get below the clouds, but then we might have to worry about this. See? Green is okay. Green means you're going to clear it, but you're closer than you should be. Yellow means unless you're going to land, you might want to climb. Red means you're not going to make it. And we're green, which means, you know, it's okay, but I don't know. So we do have some yellow up here, so I think we're going to stay at our altitude, which is 1,800 feet. We will clear yellow, but barely. We'll get a lot of terrain turbulence for being so low. So let's keep that up for right now. Yeah, I don't know, man. It says we'll clear it. It's yellow, but it looks kind of scary, doesn't it? Anyway, what do we got? 10 minutes for me until we get to where we're going, which I totally forgot where we're going. I read the whole thing and I forgot everything, but whatever. I'll remind myself with editing. Oh yeah, a village and then a bridge and then the airport. I remember now. Alrighty, anywho, I'm keeping an eye on our speed here because it's going all over the place. And 10 minutes for me to fly, a few minutes for you of sightseeing, and I'll see you when it's time to land already. And then that'll end this bush trip. How exciting is that? It is interesting how these final 6.5 minutes are taking forever. That being said, the ending of this bush trip is very awesome. So the beginning of the bush trip was amazing, and the ending is amazing. especially with the touch of live weather and all the rainstorms. But a lot of the in-between stuff, yeah, 1-2 legs would have been fine, but like 8 legs of the in-between stuff was a lot. Kind of boring there, but it saved us up in the end. So we're just kind of hanging out, waiting to get here to this cool looking bridge and then the airport. We'll have to see what the wind is like when we get there, because right now the wind favors neither runway. And I'm keeping an eye on my speed. We did repair and refuel a leg or two back. I guess I forgot to mention it, because I was going to mention it and then I remembered I did it. So we cannot do the entire thing without refueling. Definitely not. Any other final thoughts I have? I don't know what's up with this plane. Don't know why I can't start it myself. And I don't know why starting it with Control E takes several tries, and my timing has to be perfect with my conditioner on my yoke, and it's kind of strange. So again, is that a bush trip thing, or do they update this plane and it broke or something? I have no idea. No idea. I'm not going to worry about it, because once we land and finish this trip, it doesn't really matter. I don't fly this plane very much outside of bush trips and things, so not too worried. Otherwise, it's nice to see the Amazon rainforest again, the northernmost part of it. And yeah, that's about all I have for thoughts, I guess. I'm keeping an eye on my speed because I want to go outside, but I don't want to overspeed while I'm going outside. So there's the river there in the distance, and we're going to land just on the other side of it. And the sun might stay up enough to see the runway without lights, just in case the lights don't work again. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out the end of the previous bush trip, not this bush trip, the previous bush trip. Just check out the end of it. Last video, final landing, the runway didn't light up until we were touching it. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. More roads going through forests, super cool, very cool. My favorite place to do that is Lake Itasca, Minnesota. But I'm sure there are better places like the rainforest. 3 minutes, kind of the longest feeling 3 minutes of my life, and it looks like the wind favors neither runway, but since we have to choose, I don't know, would it be the runway from the north? In fact, since we have a couple minutes, ooh, that's beautiful. Let's check out the 2 runway options, and we'll see. So, OI is where we're going, right? So OI, what are they? 3 and 21. So, okay, take away the 1, make it a 9. 3 to 9 is 6, right? So that's 60 degrees off. 9 to 21 is 11? 12. It's 12. So 12 off or 6 off? Well, 6 is better than 12, so you want to use runway 3. So you want to come from the south and go north. Another way to think of it is 3, that's 30 degrees, right? So 30 to 60, 30 to 90 is 60 degrees, right? And then 210 to 90 is way more than that. So that's how that works. Although I'm watching the wind change in front of us here, although that just makes it better for runway 3. So hopefully that's going to be the same when we get there. So runway 3 will be the southern one. So we'll use heading bug here in a minute and head south. So instead of turning towards it, we're just going to keep going here until we can look at it. Then runway 3 would be there. Man, is that really the... I mean, it doesn't look like the better choice, but it is, because look at how this is taking into account our angle too, right? Oh, we're going to see this... Oh, okay. We're going to miss this bridge. Spent too much time inside the cockpit. Looks beautiful though, but the sun is about to make its departure below the horizon, because as we get lower too, the sun's going to get lower. And there's a rainstorm right in front of us, and somehow we have to find this airport. But there's the bridge. See the towers of the bridge? I think what we'll do is turn off autopilot right now, if I can see it. Turn that off, and then we can go this way, so we can look at the bridge out the window. We have to go this way anyway to line up with the airport. That's, ooh! We just got through the clouds. Is that the airport right there? So that's the beacon anyway. I don't see the runways lit up. Hopefully they do light up for us. This is going to be a treacherous landing. I'm loving every second of it. But first of all, there is the bridge. I'm bringing back throttle so you can hear it, so that we can slow down and descend at the same time. What a beautiful bridge. We'll look at it again in a second. I just want to see what our speed is. Okay. There we go. Nice looking bridge you have there. Now we just need to find the runway. We see the airport because of the beacon. Where's the runway? We also have to get way down to the flap range. First set of flaps in. One more time looking out. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So beautiful. And the lights are coming on in the city. Alright, runway. Where are you? Full flap now. Keep an eye on that speed though, turtle. Holy guacamole. Cutting it close there, buddy. Alright. Okay, there's the end of the runway right there. It's not lit up, at least not from here. But we can see it, at least for another couple seconds before the sun goes down. And why are our lights so dang bright in here? If I knew how to turn them down, I would. I don't know where they are. They're probably down here. Here they are. Is that them here? Well, that's that one. I want to turn down all these lights. There's that side. How about the pilot side? I can't reach the pilot side. Are you serious right now? Whatever. Lights is turned on, thank goodness. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. What I'm trying to do is turn off these lights or whatever. I was able to reach the co-pilot side, but I can't reach the pilot side. Whatever. Full flap. Let's just stop complaining and head down here. It just makes it hard to see with the extra lights that we don't need. Anyway, here we go. Nice. Very cool. So in real life, what would happen is you would tune in a frequency, and turn on the lights yourself from the cockpit. But they do that for us. A little faster than I would like to be, but guess what? It's a very long runway. We can bleed off all the speed in the world, and that, oh my gosh, look at that. Wind ended up being perfect. See, I told you it would change. Perfect wind. Still not in the center, because if I'm in the center, then it's not a turtle landing. And grease it. Not that I really want to grease it in this kind of wind, but whatever. And there you go. Flaps coming in. Reversers engaged. Brakes. And there we go. Reversers disengaged. Boom. Nice. So I was trying to get... I just want to... Oh, parking brake. Thank you. That was weird. What I wanted to do... Come here. Why can't I go down with my mouse anymore? Because I want to get to this one. Right here. No. There, that one. See? And I took the parking brake off. That's what I wanted to do. Doesn't matter now. Let's turn this thing off. Turn everything off. Again, this I keep turning off, but then I'll turn it back on. And there we go. And hop outside. Let it wind down for the final time as the sun sets behind us. And what a lovely end to a bush trip. It did get boring in the middle, but it redeemed itself in the end. How beautiful. And I did take notes this time of how long this took me in real life. It's supposed to be a 4-hour bush trip per... Oh, it's not ending. It's supposed to be a 4-hour bush trip per, hello? Why won't this end for me? It's supposed to be a 4-hour bush trip. But for me, it took 9.5 hours in real life. And what did I do wrong? That is not counting. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? What did I do wrong? That is not going to count my leg. This happened the very first leg. Remember? Like 2 weeks ago? So now I got to figure out how to end this thing. I'm obviously in the right spot. Sometimes they do sometimes force you into a parking space. Maybe I'm too far from the airport itself. So let me start it up again. Oh my goodness. It's never gonna end. So those of you who don't follow everything, the reason why I land on the runway and shut it down is because if you don't get to the exact right parking spot, then it often won't count it. So it's safer bet to be on the runway. But in this case, being on the runway wasn't good enough. Is it running enough that I can go yet? Can I move forward? Is there enough in there to taxi? I'm not still starting up. Oh no, now it's doing the weird thing where it's not enough power. This happened in the first leg too. Oh my goodness. This is hysterical that it's ending the way it started. Alright, so Control E didn't do all of it. I had to go down here and do this all myself the way I normally would do it. That's weird. So I had to use both my manual cold and dark way and the Control E way. And are we going to go here or what? What's going on? I just want to go a little bit. Okay, let's head out to here and stop this thing and park, I guess, and hope that it counts, because this is kind of ridiculous at this point. That is not counting our last leg, even though I've done them all the same way. I don't see our people. Do you see our people? If there are people, then they want us to park. Oh, here they are to the left. Okay. Somehow we gotta get over there without hitting that airplane. If we hit that airplane, it'll be a crash. So let's do differential braking. We're gonna do our best here. Not exactly sure how we're supposed to line up the way they want us to. Stop here? Really? Are you sure now? Okay, because if this doesn't work and I have to do it all over again, I'm not going to be happy. Okay, yes, please, count, please. Please count my stop. I stopped right when your dude said stop. See, look, that means stop, don't hit me. And that's what I did. Please count this. This is ridiculous now. Okay, I had to turn the avionics off. I did that before, but whatever, I did it again. There you go. Oofda. 9.5 hours for me in real life, which is fine for a 4-hour bush trip. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe, turn on notifications so you know what goes live next. We'll probably go back to the Jetstar for a little bit and some other VFR stuff. Hit the like button so people we know exist. People know we exist. There you go. People who know me know I exist. Hit the like button so people know we exist. And I'll see you next time.